Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to thank everybody for their time. This is our first community outreach meeting for 2024. I think we're off to a great start. This is a great turnout, so once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. We have a huge honor today. Our guest speaker today, our guest for this event today is our new city manager, Maltez.
Yes, sir.
And round of applause. He is the first Latino to hold such an esteemed position here. And before I turn the floor over to Fidel, our new city manager, I just want to remind everybody, 2024 is the 400th anniversary of Chelsea, and we're celebrating and we're planning some amazing events. And so all we ask is please come visit the chamber if you want to get involved, if you want to volunteer, if you want to participate. On September 21st, we're going to have an amazing parade, and Chelsea Day is going to be like never before. We have a lot to be proud of. Chelsea's overcome so many things, and we're growing, and there's just so many positive things going on in the community that we need to celebrate that. So just remember, September 21st, we're going to have a bunch of events throughout the year, and even after September 21st. So we're going to be celebrating Chelsea's 400th all year, all calendar year. And there are going to be events every month that we will be highlighting on the Chamber website, on the 400th website. So if you have any questions regarding the 400th celebration, if you want to participate and volunteer, please just contact the Chamber and we'll point you guys in the right direction. Without further ado, I'd like to turn the floor over to Fidel.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. And I'm hoping this is not a very formal meeting, right? This is for me to hear you, actually. So as part of this process, my onboarding or my first 100 days, I'm being very intentional in being outside of City Hall, in coming to spaces, and actually listening and learning from the community. Right, I'll share my story, but I don't want to take any relationship for granted. Right, I do have a lot of relationships with many of you in this room, but there's a new role, right? It's a new position for me, so I definitely want to rebuild those relationships or rekindle those fires or whatever analogy we want to use. So I want to take just a few minutes. I'll share a little bit of my story, maybe a few of my ideas, but really it's an opportunity to listen from you what the priorities should be, what the city should be focusing on, either in the downtown or in business in general. And really just take feedback, right, and data points from these meetings. But please interrupt me, ask questions. I'm not a very formal guy, as a lot of you who know me know. So I'm Fidel Maltez. I believe I'm the fourth city manager since 1992. So I think it speaks volume of the tenure of the previous city managers. At my inauguration, Tom and Jay were there, and I jokingly asked them to carry me into the room. They refused. They refused. But I know that I am here because of everything they've done, right? And I don't take their friendship and mentorship
for granted.
Lightly, exactly. For granted. I first started in Chelsea under Tom, but I am really good friends with Jay, and I seek his advice on many things. But I'll start from the beginning. So I was born in Managua, Nicaragua. That's right. You're from Nicaragua. Your family is. Yeah. From Huigalpa.
Yes.
Yeah. From Huigalpa. So I was born in 1983 in Nicaragua. So any history buffs know that Nicaragua in the 80s was really complicated country. We had a civil war, and my parents left in 1990 and took us 3 kids at that time. My father actually remained in Nicaragua, and my mother moved us kids to Miami. So I lived in Miami until the age of 14, and I made a choice to go back to Nicaragua and live with my father. So I did high school in Nicaragua, which is where I met my wife, which many of you know. So we've been together since then. I got a full ride to Lafayette College, which is in Easton, Pennsylvania. So I went from Managua, Nicaragua to Easton, Pennsylvania. So it was a little bit of a culture shock. I saw snow for the first time there, right? And Easton, Pennsylvania is in the Lehigh Valley. So it's very much a lot of snow, a lot of snow, a lot of cold, a lot of skiing. So you know, I fit right in. I fit right in. So, but I went to school for civil engineering. So I graduated from Lafayette as a civil engineer, and I joke that when I graduated college, my only goal was not to be broke again. So I said, I don't care what kind of work I do. I don't care where, as long as I'm not broke again. So I got a job in corporate America, you know, and worked through that process. Climbed the corporate ladder fast. That opportunity took us to China. So my wife and I lived in China for 3 years. We spent a year and a half in Shanghai and a year and a half in Tianjin. When we were coming back from China, we were looking at options to come back, and we randomly picked Boston. It was basically, you know, Miami, which is what I really want to go to. She wanted New York, and I was like, I'm not going to New York. So we settled on Boston as an in-between. So we moved to Boston in 2011, and she received a job actually at the Chelsea Collaborative. So 2 doors down from here. So she started at the Chelsea Collaborative, and we're talking, you know, 13 years ago. You know, I had no dream of ever becoming city manager at that point. So she became, you know, really involved in the community. At the time, she was doing tenant organizing, so and really advocating, you know, particularly in Chelsea Housing Authority that at the time was going through some stuff, and then she transitioned to immigration work with the Chelsea Collaborative, and also labor stuff, wage theft work, and she always kept nagging me, you know, of corporate America is great, but you know, who are you serving, right? And who are you benefiting? And I said, yeah, but my goal is not to be broke again, so I'm good. I'm good. So our first daughter was born, Maya, in 2013, right? And when she became pregnant with our second daughter, Anna Victoria, you know, that sense of responsibility really started weighing on me in particular. So I applied to work under Tom, and I started as Commissioner of Public Works in 2017. I was lucky that I got the job, and I spent 5 years dealing with trash issues, with mattresses, you know, with getting phone calls from Councilor Recupero on TVs, on SHC, you know, on toilets clogged at Chelsea PD from Sergeant Flibbit, you know. So just you know, I spent 5 years really living and working in this community. We bought a house at the time in Emerald Hill, and actually someone here helped us with the financing at the time, or maybe the legal work. Anyways, so we're in Emerald Hill, is where we live, and we're raising our two daughters. 5 years after I started in Chelsea, you know, for those of you who know me, I've got a real problem with sitting still. So I'm always running around. I'm always like, what's next? What's next? So I was ready for the next opportunity, and I applied to be town manager in Reading. So I got the job, and for the last 2 years I was in Reading as the town manager. It was a really good testing ground, right? So I transferred all the skills, all the knowledge that I had gotten in Chelsea, and really brought a lot of enthusiasm into that community. We had beer gardens in Chelsea. We had coffee with a cop, right? I mean, we brought the playbook, right? That I learned from Tom, from Chief Kais, and it was a huge success in Reading, and it really showed me, you know, how special Chelsea is, right? That we are at times at the crossroads of everything, of Boston, you know, of the North Shore, of immigration, you know, of everything. But I think, you know, if you can make it in Chelsea, you can make it anywhere. That's how I see it. So, I'm very lucky that the Chelsea City Council appointed me to be city manager. It is day 13th, I think, actually. So in the job, and I'm loving every minute of it. I came here actually to the chamber in November, I think, and I met with Jen. And I shared with her how this space I feel like has really been rejuvenated. You know, maybe and I mean that physically and metaphorically. You know, it's lit. It's active, right? It's something that I think is drawing a lot of people in. You know, and it's such an important asset. I always say that, and it's not something that I came up with, but we in government cannot do it alone, right? So we're not going to build the downtown businesses, right? We can't take care of every resident, right? But we can create really good and strong partnerships to do the best we can, right? So the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce is not only an asset, but it's something that we as a city need, and we need to support in more ways than one. With that said, so what's coming, right? So what aside from the 400, a huge priority of mine is to bring back the programming which we used to have maybe 2 or 3 years ago, either events, you know, or the Chelsea Market, for example, or you know, the South Side in the Square, you know, just continuing the work of bringing people to the downtown, right? And of course, beautification of the downtown as well. Construction of Broadway is going to happen, unfortunately or fortunately, depending how you see it, right? I'm a runner, and I run by these bricks all the time, and I can't tell you how many times I've lost a few shins over it. So you know, it's going to be a big project. It's going to be about probably $20 million worth of infrastructure, you know, in water, sewer, new sidewalks, all new lighting, right? It's going to be a huge investment in the community. I feel like 7 years from now, it's going to be like, wow, this looks beautiful. However, the next 3 years are going to be tough, right? And I'm meeting with Jen tomorrow afternoon to start laying the groundwork, right, on how that's going to play out. there's two goals that I have. One is I don't want anyone to say I didn't know about this, right? So yes, it's gonna suck. Yes, the parking is gonna be terrible, you know, and traffic and all that good stuff. Absolutely. I'm a civil engineer. I've been doing construction all my life. Absolutely. But I don't want folks to say that they didn't know about this, right? And the other thing that I want is I don't want anyone to say that we don't care. Right, so as long as people know about it and they know that we care, that's all I can ask for, right? And by caring, it doesn't mean that we are not going to do the work, right? Or that well, we're going to work at night, maybe, you know, well, we're going to work with what we got, and you know, there's pros and cons to every decision, right? So my intention is just to be proactive in communication and to have boots on the ground to listen to concerns as they come up. I'll stop there. Any questions? Any comments? Any ideas? Any solutions?
Oh my gosh. I'll start. Good evening to everyone. My name is Stacy Smith and I'm 5th generation family member here in Chelsea. And I'm also a member of the CBC. And some things that I've been working on have to do with the history and the culture of Chelsea, and specifically the Black history of Chelsea. So there are several things that I've been working on as far as research, and I would hope to see that we could have things talked about the way that they should be talked about, and wherever that space may be for us to talk about those, whether it's Chelsea 400 or you know, even a street. I put in a petition in City Hall about Walnut Street, which is now Arlington Street Extension. However, my great-grandfather resided there, and he was actually a veteran. So for us to tell our family story, where would we go? To Arlington Street? It's just, so certain things, that's kind of where I'm at in the community. And I also do a lot of like community outreach to help get people off the streets and stuff like that. And I work with several other folks in the community who are actually here tonight. So just saying hi to everybody, and what my kind of focus is in the community is basically research the actual Black history of Chelsea, Mass, and to be told in its correct form.
And what a great time, right? We had an amazing Monday.
Yes.
Right, amazing Monday.
Yeah,
amazing
so
Monday.
we got keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
And I'm appreciative that you're here and all you guys are here. And I think that Chelsea's come so far, like Jen said, and we made so many progress and so many significant changes. And I think we blend well together, even with the police department. I've seen a situation where I felt was de-escalated in the proper manner, and I called in, gave you guys kudos. I thought it was amazing because you see so many times situations like that don't turn out that way, and it was amazing to see that kind of work. And so I'm very appreciative for where I live in my community, and I'm here to serve the community also.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that I was here in 2020. I marched in front of City Hall next to Chief Katz, right? That was it was a bit of a wake up call to go to Reading, because not Chelsea PD is not how do I say this? Chelsea PD is where PD should
yes.
be. Yeah, and the diversity that we have in PD. Whether it's gender or race, or you know, diversity in all forms, and it is something that I know the chief really values.
Yes,
really values.
yes.
So yeah, it's really
They're
cool.
trailblazers. I even heard from Officer Dunn that they were doing workshops in other communities throughout Massachusetts to teach these certain types of protocols and ways to de-escalate in social situations. So I think that's amazing. For such a small city, we do big work here, so I really appreciate it. Yes, 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 yes. So thank you, welcome.
You kind of hesitated there.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, is he about to fight?
I think you need to de-escalate the situation.
I'm smarter than that. I'm smarter than that. No, God, I would never take a start. No way. Good. Yeah. So this might be a good opportunity to plug Black History Month.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did I know you was talking to me?
The head of the Chelsea Black community.
There you go.
Yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the room and for Jen, and I said it on Monday, that it's a beacon of light on Broadway, and it's just amazing work that's being done. And just welcome back Fidel as our city manager, because when you were here, that sense of community, that sense of camaraderie was real, and it was definitely a boots on ground approach. So happy to have you leading us and what we're doing. And just to piggyback off of Stacy to say that diversity is everything, and representation matters, and representation of everybody in this room matters. So sometimes when we're looking at a city that's predominantly one ethnicity, lots of times it's easy to get other folks lost in the shuffle. So I know that you are cognizant of that. I know that the Chelsea PD is cognizant of that. You guys are just a phone call away all the time. Over the summer, it was communication, it was, correspondences, and it was response. So just want to reiterate that representation matters, that we speak for everyone, and everyone, like Pastor said on Monday, should have a seat at the table. And I know that we're intentional to make that happen, but I'm just happy to be a part of this great city, born and raised, came up in school. I am the great person I am because of where I'm coming from. But definitely, and then folks like Leo, who when I was a child and never crossed the bridge, it was Leo and Ron Robinson that took us to MIT, took us to Tufts, took us for drumming classes, just an inspiration in programs like Care About Now, BADA, they were all here. And just to focus on our youth and giving them those opportunities too, to see beyond the bridge, because someday they'll have to cross it, and we want to make sure they're going to be ready to do so. So yeah, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Yeah.
On that note, following up on Joan, Fidel, I just want to thank you. You gave me, during COVID, you gave me a great opportunity to lead a team to beautify the downtown. That's the first time anyone ever gave me an opportunity to lead, and it was a great feeling, and I haven't lost it.
Good.
So I'm still on your team, man.
Need you.
Right.
And yeah, and I know you're gonna do an amazing job.
Yeah.
You are going to do an amazing job. So just to piggyback on it, so I've seen the growth of the Chelsea Black community, right? And your growth is pretty inspirational as well, because the government needs you to hold us accountable, and we need you to push us as well. So I tell you that and I'm sure the chief probably feels the same way. See, it's really easy to work on what's urgent, but not what's important, right? And we need you to tell us what's important, not necessarily what's urgent. So keep calling me.
Thank you for
Please.
the invitation.
Absolutely. Calling me.
Well, I just wanted to share, I did have a conversation with Fidel today, and we talked about unity. So he's going to be the head of Team Unity. So it's up to us to keep him and the rest of us in line to make it happen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we're in the process of rebuilding the team, if you will, right? Who sits at the table is very important, right? And whose voice they represent is very important. Hi, Jen.
Hi, I shift places. So I just wanted to add commentary from the business owners. So we are constantly canvassing in business, Broadway, and so they are really excited to have the US City Manager. They're looking forward to when we have the opportunity to coordinate kind of like a, similar to what we're doing for community outreach, but for the business owners. And I think, I just want to commend you for getting ahead of the construction that's going to be taking place in downtown Broadway. And I look forward to the continued partnership with City Hall. City Hall's been amazing to the chamber in its reemergence after the pandemic, as has been the police department and the fire department. So the chamber couldn't be the chamber without the support of the community. The CBC has been one of the organizations that we partner with. And so I just again want to commend you, and I'm excited and honored to be able to be that conduit of the business owners to communicate with you at City Hall.
Need you. Yes, sir.
Yes, I have both a question and a possible suggestion, solution to an issue. So I'm a big picture guy. So in addition to 2024 being Chelsea's 400th anniversary, we also have the election at the end of this year, the big election. And so
Who's
yeah, who is winning? No, I'm joking. Anyway, so I guess my question is, when it comes to elections like this, passions can get high. Thankfully, Chelsea's very level-headed. So my question to you is, I guess, is how can you, regardless of the outcomes of the election later this year, how can you reassure our residents, citizens and non-citizens, regardless, you don't have to have an answer now, but how do you reassure people that things we're gonna be okay at a local level at least, no matter what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you that Reading is different than Chelsea, and it is a conversation that we were having a lot because it is going to be a problem in some communities for sure. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a problem in some communities. I don't think it's going to be a problem in Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I like to say that stop signs are not red, right, and potholes are not blue. Right, the work that we do at a local level, we don't have to associate ourselves with a party. Right. My stance on certain issues really don't matter, right? While I do have a family, and I do have my faith, and I do have all that stuff, when I come to work, it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm here to work for the citizens, and it's not to say that I leave that at the door, because you can't.
Of course.
But it's not something that should play a role in local politics. I mean, what is going to happen with the change of presidents? I mean, that is something that we're going to read about it in the Boston Globe, or the Wall Street Journal, or the New York Times.
Right.
It is going to be an ongoing conversation this summer and into the fall. Cool. It should not affect our work on a day-to-day basis. It shouldn't necessarily affect our funding either. It shouldn't, but our work is shouldn't necessarily be affected.
Good. Okay. Cool.
But you're right. It's scary.
Yeah, definitely. And as to the second point, like I said, I might have a suggestion. So I sometimes, again with the elections, I sometimes fear that the people that are able to vote, they're how would I say this? Well, let me rephrase this actually. In the school level system, I feel that not enough emphasis is played on civics. I feel like sometimes it's like when I went to high school, for example, right here in Chelsea, I took an American government class, but that was an elective in my senior year. And I felt like, why is this an elective? Like, why isn't it like gym class is a requirement to graduate high school, but not civics? And I'm not saying like a big level civics class. And just basic is teach our kids, because you got to start them young. How our government works, how you take your advantage of your role as a resident or assistant, whatever, to make your city, your state, your country a better place. So I just want to just a suggestion, maybe emphasize civics a little bit in our school system.
Thank you.
myself. I'm here representing Chelsea Public Schools, actually. My name is Melissa Salidas, and my role is new this year in Chelsea Public Schools. I work particularly at COA, Chelsea Opportunity Academy, which is an alternative high school. So our population of students has all dropped out or is about to drop out of Chelsea High, and we provide an alternative space with small class sizes, individual supports, and it's a super, super special place. And part of why I'm here too is because the Chamber has been so kind to us, and in my new role this year is really about breaking down the walls that exist between the school and the community and the school and the real world. So building courses and units that are modeled off of things that we see in our communities and our lives all the time, and based on the careers that our kids often tend to take when they graduate. So getting field trips on the books, getting guest speakers to come into our school, meeting people in the community who really do work that aligns exactly with the things students are studying in their courses is a huge part of what I'm here to do. So I just wanted to introduce myself in that way. If you're interested in education, learning more about influence in our schools, our students at COA are incredible. It's a really, really special place, and I feel like the luckiest person in the world. And the Chamber, like I said, has already been so kind in putting me in touch with some business owners. We have a course that's learning all about how, if you're a business owner, how do you determine what wage you pay your employees, and we have it credited as an algebra class. So it's everything is kind of bringing in this real world experience, and so we have business owners in Chelsea meeting with our kids. So I just wanted to say I'm so grateful that you're here. I think spaces like this are how we all come together in our own different little silos in our community and build connections. So again, just introducing myself and grateful for you being here for this space.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the Children's Cabinet is meeting here, I forget when the Children's
I
Cabinet.
believe the meeting is on Zoom. We
Oh.
have hosted the retreat for the Children's Cabinet here before the holidays. We work very closely with them.
Sorry, no, you first, 'cause I already spoke. I already spoke, yeah.
No, but I can see, like in Congress, I can see like.
Okay, it'll be really fast. I just wanted to, I never took advantage, I talked all about everything else except for Black History Month, but it is coming up next month, so I have all of your emails, so I definitely will flood them with the invites and getting the calendar out. And, you know, we recognize great folks as Chelsea Trailblazers, and it's just incredible men and women in our community that we will be recognizing. But I did want to piggyback off of what the gentleman that just left, and I thought about Student Government Day. I'm not sure if Chelsea High School still does that, but we did that, and I was actually the mayor, of course, but as a senior in high school, but the class goes up there and they play these roles, and we went to the courts and we had a day in City Hall, and I think civics is important because it gives history to where you are. And I think it was most beneficial that, I think Joel Pressman was the mayor. And yeah, so I got to sit in his seat, and you know, it was an experience that I remember today. So just to piggyback off of him to think about Student Government Day. And we're also offering a coding class during February vacation for junior high school students. And they took a field trip to Google, and the teachers came back and said they felt like it was untouchable. They got to see it and experience it, but not really engage and touch it. So we have a person coming in that works in Grubhub, and she'll be conducting, along with Kyle, a computer programming and coding class for junior high school students. So that's going to be during February vacation, every day 9 to 1. So absolutely feel free to stop by.
10-year-olds?
Junior high, yeah. Adults are trying to get in the door. We got security at the door, so don't try it. But feel free to come by and you know, interact with the kids. Thanks.
Yeah, my name is Alberto Calvo. I don't know. I'm the co-owner of Stop and Compare, and yeah, we met, and we've been here since '96, and I must say that Chelsea has changed a lot, and I really welcome Fidel and le voy a dar la bienvenida oficial en español. Right? Because Chelsea, as you all know, has a very vibrant Hispanic community, and I'm a member of the chamber for a long time, and we have, like other institutions in Chelsea, the chamber has also grown and become diverse. And I would like, you know, we have Latinos now in the membership and the board. So anything I can do to help Fidel, just although I'm retired now. My daughter's the one that took over that. And but I'm here on Wednesdays and serve in the Chelsea Chamber. So, bienvenido.
I'm Judy Lemoyne. I'm here from North Suffolk Community Services. We operate the outpatient clinic across the street. We've been in the community for over 60 years. We're celebrating our 65th anniversary this year, so another big celebration. Really look forward to working with you. I look around, we have many partnerships with the schools, with the police, and our co-responding clinicians, so really looking forward to continuing to work, and welcome.
And I'll say that not every community has this, right? Not every community has a Chelsea Black community. Not every community has a North Suffolk in the downtown, or a Catholic, you know, or like Ordila, or the interfaith group. I mean, I do feel like and sometimes it's easy to take it for granted. But I spent 2 years in Reading where it is non-existent. So it is something that is a huge asset in our community. Huge.
Yep, does anyone else have any questions? So Fidel was kind enough to run down here for our community outreach. He does have to get back to City Hall, as well as some of our city councilors for their meeting at 6 o'clock. So we want to be respectful of that. But at the same time, let's give a round of applause to I just want to say that I couldn't be prouder of everybody that's in this room right now. I too am born and raised in Chelsea, and I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here, my family's here, my kids are going to the public school here. So I think that we're all really invested in what's going on here, and I'm super proud to collaborate with everyone in this room and be that place that people reach out to when they want to connect with somebody else in the community. So one of the things that we're proud of here at the Chamber is that we're not your typical Chamber of Commerce. It's not just about the business owners in the area, it's about the community as a whole. And I am a Latina, I am a proud Puerto Rican raised by a Cuban dad. But I will tell you that with that being said, I'm here to represent everybody, because my husband is African American Italian, and I say that proudly. So we represent everybody, and that is what Chelsea is about. There isn't just one demographic, it's everybody. So I am here to represent everybody, not just the Latinos. I'm here for everybody. The Latinos, everybody. So I just want to emphasize that. That's what we're all about. So once again, thank you very much. Keep in mind, we do this every month. We try to rotate who our speakers are. Our doors are always open, whether it's community outreach or not. We're at 308 Broadway. Come by and visit.